You offer it. You offer me the many. But then you call me to one. Then I come to understand that you are calling me to one. You expect me to understand that all this variety of forms, of this multitude, of this multiplicity, is nothing but one. So in art, there is also the same movement, the same motion, of the same traffic between the realm of one and the realm of many. There's a traffic all the time. See, you go to the garden, you see the flowers, you see the birds, you listen to the birds, and you see fresh air, and you walk and you talk with your friend, and then you come home and say, well, I'm happy. So all these forms were finally reduced and abstracted into one thing. So that is the traffic of many into one. And we have also, when you go to sleep and you dream, that is the other way around. You have a feeling of you are bored with your life, or you are happy, or you are anxious about something. And then this anxiety, which is the state of feeling, a state of consciousness, it is crystallized in many, many forms. So you see dreams. So these dreams are actually the one. And when you come to the interpreter and say, well, I have seen this dream, these forms, what does that mean? He says, well, it means that you are anxious about something, or you are afraid of something. So there is a constant traffic between the one and the many. So this one, which was absolute beauty, absolute existence, absolute truth, absolute good, absolute consciousness, all omnipresent, omniscient, omniscient, or you would say, he could understand and feel his own being. So he could see his own beauty. So the first pair of lovers, the first pair was created. The one was divided into two, a lover and a beloved, because he could appreciate himself, he could see himself, because there was no veil between he and himself. So he could see his eternal beauty, infinite variety of his beauty. He could see that. So he was the lover of himself. So he was the lover, or you could say, he was divided into a lover and a beloved, into a man and a woman, into a Romeo and Juliet. And all these stories are the same story, that he loves his own beauty. So actually in love, two are one. Who is the lover? He. Who is the beloved? He. You love yourself. Who is the lover? You are the lover. And who is the beloved? You are the beloved, because you love yourself. So it is true in all beings. Every atom of the world is both a lover and a beloved, because the whole world is actually created according to this feeling of love, feeling of happiness. We were created by happiness, by joy. Joy is the creator of the whole world. As Rumi says, as nist suye hasti ma ra ke keshad khande. We were brought into this world by just a smile, by just a joy. So this is the story of the first Romeo and Juliet, or as we say, the first Layli and Majnun. And Rumi says the whole world are Layli and Majnun at the same time. Now, rose, what is rose and nightingale now? Rose is the beauty, is the eternal beauty. In everywhere in the world, in world literature, you will see that rose is a symbol of God. Kathleen Raine, the contemporary English poet, she says, all roses and all flowers are just but the signature of the single rose of the world. So there is a single rose, and all these roses and rosy cheeks and so much beauty which is in the world, they are all the signature of God, the signature of a single rose. So this is the rose. This is the absolute beauty, the eternal beauty. And who is Nightingale? A singer, a lover. Nightingale is the lover who can see the beauty. Actually, it is God who is looking at himself in the mirror. He is looking at himself. So he is the lover. And out of his being a lover, he created billions of lovers. And out of his beauty, he created billions of beloveds and fair girls and fair beauties in the world. So this is Rose and Nightingale. That is what we have in the heart of Persian literature, and that is why there is so many times, there are so many repetitions of this word Rose and Nightingale. Every sonnet of Hafiz, almost every sonnet, you open, and then you will see, oh, the rose and the nightingale. The nightingale is singing. شکفته شد گل همراه و گشت بلبل مست. The red rose has bloomed, and the nightingale is intoxicated. So, this is the two poles of the world. The pole of loving and the pole of beauty. So the world is actually divided into two poles of lover and beloved. Now, the story of descent of man. We were united once with the rose. So now we are separated. We are separated. We don't see him, except now and then in certain things we vaguely remember that we enjoy seeing this flower because we vaguely remember our union with that rose. That's why we enjoy these beautiful structures of the world. So in the world of separation, which is many,